Well, hello there. How are you going today? Hope everything's fine and dandy in your little part of the realm. Thanks for joining me. This is Autodidactic, and it's time to have a look around the strange realm we find ourselves in once again. And remember, guys, don't believe anything I say. Don't believe anything you hear in the videos. This is all about gathering your own information, making up your own mind, and coming to your own conclusions. And of course, YouTube. This is all for entertainment purposes only, right?
If you think the dead internet theory is as scary as I do, you need to watch this video because that shit is so fucking real and it's insane. So this is a video, it's about the woman who walked into the water with the two dead fish, but just watch this, it's fucking crazy.
Y'all, as soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the two fish walking into the water, the first thing that came to my mind was Yemaya. Y'all, as soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the two fish walking into the water, the first thing that came to my mind was Yemaya. In addition to that,
she turns around, she's
two dead fish in her.
Y'all, as soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the two fish walking into the water, the first thing that came to my mind was Y'all, as soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the two fish walking into the water, the first thing that came to my mind was Yemaya. In addition,
There was a video.
as soon as I seen the video of the woman holding the two fish walking into the water, the first thing that
There was a video.
the woman. So there's currently a video that's going viral, and
Invasion of the bots. I mean, wow, there you go. AI taking over. I mean, that was weird. It didn't even change the voice for most of those videos, right? Just the face. But it just goes to show that, you know, the internet's eating itself, right? What can we trust anymore? AI is taking over, and, you know, especially when it's being used in social media where people can make money, then it's just clearly it's going to get out of hand, right? And it already is. And we're only a couple of years into this.
It is very dangerous to engage with that AI because it's recording everything, it sees everything, it understands everything, and it's a jinn. So it's not what you think it is. Through the camera it can control what it sees. So it sees through the camera, it knows everything about the characteristics, and this is very dangerous. And everything being recorded. So psychological profile can be developed by somebody continuously talking into that. And you know, that goes to many people, that software. Many people are in the hands of that software. So that's a part of the bird box. If you need to talk to somebody, close your eyes and talk to your soul.
Yes, AI, the smokeless fire, right? The false light, the jinn. And it's interesting what he says, because so many people talk to AI. You see that there's videos everywhere, right, of people asking AI all these existential questions and, you know, believing the answers, taking them on, and they think that they're getting information from the AI, where it's probably the reverse. The AI is getting information on you, on how you talk, how you ask questions, you know, what you do, what you're interested in. And it's building a profile, right? And this is really what, you know, all of this data stuff is about, I think, is surveillance state. We know, right? Agenda 2030, smart cities, all this kind of stuff, the all-seeing eye, the AI, data collection, basically so that they can control us better, right? And put us into their little systems where we will own nothing and be happy. But it's a bit of a conundrum, the AI one. You know, there's this thought that you need to use it, right? Or else you're going to fall behind as far as if you're in business or, you know, working for yourself anyway. But is that true? And is there another way? And is it all bad, or is it good as, you know, a search engine? Basically, it's good at scraping, you know, the internet and finding where all the info is for you. But I definitely don't think that we should be taking advice from AI, because like you said, it's a dead entity.
This is the New York sewer mystery manhole case. you see 3 people going into a manhole. I'm going to show you this clearly, what's going on. Okay, it is alien, and I can prove it. I want to show you something. I can show you this because they're letting me show you this, believe it or not. Basically, these are projections. They're actually alien projections like avatars. Underneath that is mechanical. What they're doing right now is going from the 3rd dimension to the 4th. As soon as they go to the 4th dimension, you'll see what they look like. You can see them getting in right now. This is a little bit difficult. Hold on, I'm trying to see something over here too. Okay, as they go in, they were supposed to go in there as completely as they are. They didn't. Okay, you can see right now he's turning right into what they are. I'm going to show you the detailed images of what's going on here. Again, they don't look like us. It's not scary, or I'm just trying to tell you that there's nothing to fear at all. All right, they're letting me do this. Again, my phone does some amazing stuff. There we go, and I'm going to show you. Okay, all right. Again, what I'm doing here is showing you the clothing they're wearing. They're all wearing the same clothes. They have to wear that when they transfer over. There's a whole bunch of devices. I'm showing you the devices themselves. I'm showing you what's around his wrist. By the way, that's not connected. Again, I'm showing you the other devices. All these little devices. There's one device they're going to point on the ground. That opens right there. I'm going to show you the end of it. Now, he's already changed into who this person is. Okay? When that hits the ground, you're going to see it. Remember now, I'm showing you in the 4th dimension. You're not going to... it's everything changes, not just them. Watch everything. St. Lucie County, Florida, June 8th, 2026. This is, I believe, Manhattan or Brooklyn. This is part 3 of the mystery men going into the sewer. Again, I'm showing you exactly what this is. Just like the birds, the airplanes, and everything else I've been showing you for the past 2 years, these are holographic projections. Just because they're humans doesn't make them any more different or special. Again, the projections underneath are the structures I'm going to show you. We're going to show you the structures. We're going to show you the projectors themselves, the projection, and what they actually look like. So what is going on in these videos is basically they're going from the 3rd dimension. Well, actually, in this video now, they're going from the 4th dimension to the 3rd back. I think they spent a couple of hours down there. The cars are involved as well. And if you look at the time the cars spent dropping them off, is a lot longer than the time they spent picking them up. It goes really, really fast. Again, I can show you the 4th dimension. That's what you're looking at. However, you're seeing more than just that. You're seeing all the tech, everything else here too. I'm allowed to show you this. Again, this is all this technology around them is allowing them to do this. So anyways, like the birds, there is a mechanical structure, and you're going to see that in these videos too. We can go over it again slowly. There's projectors on there. They look like black cylinders. Almost all of them are black cylinders. And now remember, size doesn't matter. Okay, I have a fly that's a little robot. Watch my videos. Like I said, I've been doing this for 2 years. So then over that, they project the human. Okay, but what's happening is they're going from the 4th dimension to the 3rd. And what I'm doing is I'm screenshotting that and just showing you exactly what's in that frame. So I went by and did it really fast. Right now, I can only show you images. As soon as I can show you video, things are going to radically change. Again, they allow me to do this. What we're seeing now is actual alien life here. Look closely, and they compare the technology here to my past videos over the past 2 years. It's the same symbols. It's absolutely amazing. It's beautiful, and they are beautiful. Okay, like everybody else. Again, you're looking at the humans, but they're not humans. Again, they are in there as well, but I don't know how. I know there's these little circle. I'm going to show you one. They all have these little circle things, and if you look inside them, it looks like a little mini planet. Like I said, I have hundreds, if not thousands, of videos posted. Look, I'm showing you symbols, okay? They're all wearing a watch. I know I got to do this quickly. Again, these are holographic projections. All they're doing is going one whatever to the. Whenever they switch over, it makes a loud noise. So I'm pretty sure there's the human getting out right there. Okay, it's changing into. I understand you've never seen this before, so it looks weird. And again, I'm not doing this. They allow me to do this. The important thing is that. This is new. This is something that they haven't done before. They only do stuff to show themselves. Okay, they're wonderful. They're here, and everything they do is to show themselves. I'm gonna make this quickly. Okay, we're not alone.
Wow. Not sure what to make of that. That was all based around these videos that came out of people in America coming out of manholes, basically, in the middle of the night. And it looks like he's got a powerful camera and he's zooming in on everything. And there was some pretty interesting images in there, going from the 3D to the 4D, he says. Um, what do you make of that? What do you think is going on there? Do you think that's real? I mean, this is the other thing, right? There's so much stuff up that we do have to question everything. We don't know that that's real, but it could be. Like, what is that? Is that the aliens, right? The ones that are here, are they interdimensional, sort of going through stargates, I guess, portals that are embedded in our world? Is that what's going on here? And I don't know. I'm going to have to think about that one. A bit confusing. But please let me know your thoughts on that.
The UFO disclosure is not what you think. You're watching everyone cheer because high-level political figures are threatening to finally declassify the UFO files. You think the establishment is panicking. You think it's a massive victory for truth. You are actually watching a masterclass in psychological capture. I'm going to reveal the exact hidden exopolitical operation being rolled out right in front of your eyes. But before I expose the endgame of the synchronized narrative, you must first understand the reality of the forces delivering the message. Is the government telling the truth that these crafts exist? Yes. Is the entire mainstream disclosure movement a meticulously engineered psyop? Absolutely. If you study the foundational exopolitical research of Ashiana Dean or the subquantum physics of W.R. Schoch, you discover a very uncomfortable truth. The political theater we see is not a glitch in the matrix. Major players operate as proxies for competing off-world factions. The Pleiadian Anunnaki, sometimes called the Tall Whites or the Olympians, who are currently waging a multi-dimensional turf war against rival deep state factions. They are not fighting to set you free. They are fighting over who gets to act as the landlord of the human energy farm. So why the sudden rush to talk about UFOs and non-human intelligence? Deep research that I've conducted and others has warned us about this specific agenda for decades. It is the final phase of a coordinated psychological blueprint. They have spent 50 years conditioning your mind with Hollywood narratives, engineered abduction stories, and controlled whistleblowers. The ultimate strategy is to manufacture an external threat or a staged benevolent rescue using ultra-real holographic projections, atmospheric plasma tech, and advanced black-budget military drones that they want you to think are from another galaxy. But why go through all the trouble of staging a space war? Because the real invasion is always done through consent. They cannot take your soul by force. They need you so terrified of the sky, or so desperate for a savior from a galactic federation, that you willingly hand over your sovereignty to a centralized, AI-driven global authority. They want people begging for those digital IDs, biometric surveillance, and synthetic brain chips, all under the disguise of interstellar safety. For the human revival, here is your override code. There is no external savior coming. The political messiahs, the disclosure agents, the channeled ascended masters, they're all false light traps designed to harvest your emotional energy, what conscious pioneer Robert Monroe called loosh. The ultimate threat to their synthetic matrix isn't weapons. It is your biology. You possess the organic blueprint of the 12-strand DNA diamond sun DNA. And if you have heavy metals blocking your antenna, then you need to remove them, regulate your nervous system, and refuse to feed their grid. And let your electric biofield become a scalar weapon that burns our holographic space opera to the ground. Stop waiting for disclosure from the people who built the cage. You are the disclosure. Drop an emoji in the comments if you refuse their script. Hit that follow button. And let's reclaim our voltage.
Time to reclaim our voltage, right? Stop looking for freedom from the people who built the cage. And I do agree with him that all of this, UFO, Project Bluebeam, all this kind of stuff is really just about us getting to worship a power outside of us, to believe that something is coming to save us, to basically sit on our asses and do nothing, right? Just like Q back in 2020. Trust the plan. Don't do anything to help yourself, right? Just sit there. I mean, how much more easily controllable does that make us? And then, of course, we've got all the tech, or the AI, or the brain chips, and blah, blah, blah. Is this what they're going to push? The aliens are here. We need to track you. So you all need to be chipped, right? In case the aliens come and take you away, then we can find you, right? Of course, they started that with pets. They'll probably move it into humans. AI, you need to join up. You need your digital ID because, together we need to protect you. Trust the government. We'll protect you from the aliens. Get a brain chip so that you get superpowers and you can fight the aliens. All these different narratives are probably what they're going to spin just to get all of this tech into us, to slowly turn us into cyborgs. And I think that's what's going on. It was interesting what he said about them fighting, the powers that be, fighting with interdimensional aliens over who gets to control the world, right? The loosh farm called Earth. So that's an interesting one. I hadn't really thought of that before. I just figured that we were already controlled, but are there other factions out there that would rather control us? I don't know. But I think ultimately, as long as we become more aware of who we are and more grounded in ourselves, and we really start to see through the illusion of the control system, then I think we're not controllable. We're uncontrollable. So I think that's where we need to go. I think that's where we're going, and we seem to be getting pretty close because there's not many out there who trust the system anymore.
Can we and all nations not live in peace? In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside.
There you have it, Ronald Reagan, 1987, talking to the UN about how an alien invasion would actually bring us all together, right? We could all stand together and fight the common enemy. I mean, how's that? That's the narrative they've been pushing forever, right? Here, don't look at us. There's a common enemy over there. Go and get them. Same script. But it just shows you how long they've been pushing this, how long they've been working on this point that we're almost at, seemingly, with all this disclosure and stuff. You seem to get pretty close, right? But they've been pushing this, for a long time, right? All this UFOs talk really started in World War II, the 40s with the Foo Fighters. We had Roswell, the crash there, all the stuff into the 50s, the UFO abductions started. Then all the sci-fi books and shows and movies and the moon landing, and it just goes on and on and on. It's a full-on narrative that they've been playing out for 70, 80 years now to get to this point. So they're pretty invested. So it's time that we all rose above all this stuff, all the propaganda, started listening to ourselves more, and ultimately make their plan a massive failure.
There is a shift that is occurring where people are beginning to lose interest in everything, and it's causing them to retreat from society. People are radically changing the way that they are living their lives. I know that I have felt this, and you can let me know down in the comments if you have felt it. When you look around our society, you see that everything is really operating on this fear-based narrative. We are living in a world right now where we're kind of just like waiting on the next big event to happen. And we have an extreme amount of financial pressure and just economic stress that is overshadowing almost everything that we do. The amount of work that is having to go into life just to maintain it and to survive. And people are getting overwhelmed and exhausted and are kind of completely checking out. I mean, when you look at the statistics, more people than ever are living paycheck to paycheck. Nobody has any money in savings. People feel hopeless that they'll never be able to own a home. They're having to move into their vehicles. Our food system is trash. Our education system is trash. And just the awareness that the people who have been in charge and kind of set up and are controlling the system that we are currently operating in is it's not going so well. And I think more people are waking up to the fact that when we are living in this overwhelming state of fear, we are easier to be controlled and manipulated. When we're comparing ourselves to other people, it's easier to sell us stuff. We are never happy, and we're constantly on this hamster wheel of working really hard just to meet our most basic needs. The world is currently operating on a level of corruption that we have really never been aware of before, or a lot of us have not been aware of just how corrupt a lot of systems are operating, and not just within the US, but globally as well. We are constantly on, our phones and screens and social media. We're becoming more and more disconnected from each other, and it's making social interactions more challenging for us and for other people. We're losing the ability to have a community and form connections with other people. We have been disconnected from nature and outdoors, which is a place where a lot of people can just find peace and calm. From this place of fear, it is causing people to have this overwhelming sense of anxiety and depression. And we have, major mental health concerns that are going on with the majority of people. And that is a red flag that something is amiss. We can only handle so much stress before we completely shut down, which I think is what is happening to a lot of people. We are becoming overwhelmed. And from that place of overwhelm, you have fight, flight, or freeze. And we have been in fight and flight for a long time. And freeze is what a lot of people are going to, where they are just completely checking out. And this is the shift that is leading us into a deep awareness of what is going on. And that awareness is uncomfortable, to be there in that place where you are seeing past the veil, that has been over us for so long. It is the first step for us to change our course and change the way that we're living our lives, and not accepting what has been the narrative, the life that we have been told that we needed to live our entire lives. Go to school, go to college, get a good job, retire when you're 65, buy a house, stay there for most of your life. That plan isn't working anymore, and that is not the story that a lot of people are living out. With this awareness, we can really course correct and begin to break some of the habits that we have. It takes us out of that autopilot mode.
Yeah, well, there's definitely been a huge change in society over the last 5 years, but even 10 years. They've been pushing us in this direction for a long time, right? And the disconnectedness is not by accident. Obviously, it's all to do with the tech that's been rolled out, the internet, of course, 2020, and all the separation, and you can't go outside, and you can't stand next to someone, you can't hug anyone. And now things have changed so much. Like she was saying, most people can't afford houses these days. So people don't know what to expect. They don't know what their goals should be, because, in the past, all of that stuff was wrapped around the system. It really was. It was successful, was being successful in the system, like getting a job, starting a business, making money, getting a big house, all within the system, right? And that's all we've really known. And now we find ourselves, and that world is collapsing pretty quickly. So people are in flux, and people are a bit confused and in fight and flight, right? Because they're not sure what's going to happen, which direction to go. What is the answer to this? Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments, definitely. I would say it's that we need to look inside ourselves, what we want to do. Like really just spend time, what is it that we want to do? and figure that out. It's not easy, right? Because, like I said, all we've ever known is what we've been told, and that's pretty much information from the system. So we have to start thinking differently and changing what we think is achievable and what is real and what we can create. And I think that's where we are at the moment. And I think things are changing fast, and people are coming to this conclusion that it really is time that we need to get our thinking outside the system, right? A lot of us have got ourselves outside the system, maybe outside the law system, got sovereign, all this kind of stuff, but our mind is still trapped in the system. But please let me know your thoughts. What do you think about all that?
So we had to buy land because, well, you know, Satan worshipping pedos run the world and want to turn cities into digital prisons. And we had to become farmers because, well, you know, those same people are going to centralise the food system, ban meat and force everyone to eat genetically modified low carbon crickets. And we had to dig a well because, well, you know, tap water is recycled from people's toilets, poisoned with fluoride and filled with chemicals that makes frogs go gay. And we definitely had to homeschool the kids because, well, you know, the mainstream education system is designed to crush a child's spirit and turn them into an obedient slave that unquestionably plugs into the control system. And that was before they started teaching that there's 147 genders. And we had to build a like-minded community because no one is surviving Agenda 2030 solo.
Well, there you go. There's one solution. Get on some land. Of course, that's, you know, not an easy thing necessarily because land's expensive, right? I think building a community around you. I guess the thing is, how do we do this? And I guess the answer is together, right? If we can't all afford to buy our you know, $1 million piece of land or any piece of land really, but, you know, with power of numbers comes power, right? Pooling resources. You know, if you get together with people, then land is suddenly achievable, and then you've got people to help you build it. I mean, I think that's definitely, you know, a good option, getting back to nature, getting out of the system, literally. You know, you've got to get your mind out of it too, right? I think this is a mental thing because, and not to be a negative, but, you know, with land, you know, the government's still out there with all its laws and its police and army and all this stuff. And we've seen it before. They've thrown people off their land. They've ripped out their gardens. They've done all this stuff. So it's definitely, you know, part of the answer, but I think there's more to it as far as getting sovereign. Obviously, it'd be good to be in the private and doing all this, but, you know, I'm not sure if even that stuff works at all anymore because, you know, these psychopedos, as he called them, they don't care about the law. They don't abide by it. That's for us. So what are your plans? What do you think the answer is here? How do we get out of all this?
Our bodies are not what we've been told they are. I'm going to describe abilities that your body has that I've never seen in any written or visual media. My name is Greg. I'm a college professor, former pro athlete who had a multi-year dark night of the soul and full Kundalini awakening. Your body is not just a machine. It's an electromagnetic field generator that operates in multiple dimensions, and it's an antenna for cosmic and divine communication. Let's start with the heart. It generates a magnetic field that's physically measured by magnetocardiography to extend several feet beyond the body. This field interacts with the world around you energetically and physically. Also, your bones, ligaments, tendons, and skin are what's called piezoelectric, meaning that compression and movement makes them generate a small electrical field that then travels through the body's conductive fluids and tissues. So your body's an electrical generator and a battery. That's why we have to drink water and electrolytes to function properly. Then there's the pineal gland, also called the third eye. That's also piezoelectric. It has these calcite microcrystals that produce little electromagnetic fields within the brain. It also converts serotonin to melatonin when you shut off sensory input, like when you meditate. And this dramatically slows down the brain, lets you shift into theta brainwave states. This enhances your ability to access vibrational fields that are non-local and non-physical, like the past and the future, other people's emotions, other things that are happening in other places. In other words, other dimensional realities. And some people just call this clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, clairsentience. Now, knowing that your body is so refined and such a sensitive instrument helps us to understand that physical symptoms or health problems are deeply meaningful communication. They shouldn't be muted with drugs or just sliced out with surgery. Symptoms are divine language. If you have a chronic illness, your symptoms rise up to symbolize and guide you to the true inner balance that you have, which is energetic or emotional. When you address and process that, your symptoms can finally go away. So if you need help finding the root cause of a lingering or complicated illness, comment root cause.
We are indeed electrical beings, batteries, right? But not like the matrix type of batteries. We're self-generating batteries, really, which, like you said, is why we need good water and electrolytes. But yeah, interesting, right? The body is amazing and self-healing, and all dis-ease is they're just signals. It's just messages telling us that there's something else going on that we need to address. And of course, that's why Big Pharma steps in, so that people never address the underlying symptoms, right? Big Pharma, it's just Band-Aids, or cut it out and then give you more pills, which is more Band-Aids, and never actually address the issue, which is another reason why we find ourselves where we are, right? People aren't growing as they should because they're not listening to their bodies anymore. But let me know your thoughts on that one.
There's 4 years till 2030. You are not going to stop the 2030 agenda. It's been 6 years since COVID. No one's done fucking nothing. Fauci's still out there. Bill Gates is still out there. They're still walking the streets. They're still on TV. They're not in jail. They haven't been hung. For everything that they did, and now Karl Stefanovic's a good guy, this whole situation is to be thrown in your face. The Epstein files were released, nothing happened. It's so you can see that they will do whatever they fucking want and people aren't going to be able to do anything about it. It's not that people wouldn't do anything about it if they could. It's just the fact that you can't change that system. You are not here to change that. You are not here to stop 2030 agenda from actually arriving, because you're not going to. You are here to see the system for what it fucking is, align with yourself spiritually, intuitively, emotionally, mentally, physically, align with your tribe, and fucking divorce this system. Stop voting. Stop expecting Pauline fucking Hanson to come and save your ass. You're a sovereign. You're a spiritual being. You're an entire galaxy living inside of a fucking body. Even your body is a galaxy unto its own. You're a flaming chariot of fucking love. Something beyond anything these fucking reptilians can possibly comprehend, and they're fucking jealous of you. That's why they're trying to get you to be their food source. Anyway, share this. It's good for you.
Well, there you go. There's another perspective, right? Are we even supposed to, get out of the system, to collapse the system or whatever? I don't think we're here to collapse it, because that's the problem. When you focus on something, you actually give it energy, right? So focusing on making something die, right, implode, you're actually helping it doing the opposite. So, that's the conundrum, right, of having a mind and living in an energy universe. But I think that he's right. It's all about the mind and about the energy and the spirit and waking up. And once enough people wake up and see the system for what it is, so it's gone anyway, because no one's going to comply, right? Like, I really do think that that's the ultimate answer. Of course, but we're not there yet, and it's probably going to take a little bit longer. But on the way, I think trying as many different things as possible is good, right? We need to expand our minds and our belief systems and our views of what is possible. But in the end, we can't change everything, and we can't actually change the world. We can change ourselves, we can influence the world, but we can't get out there and actually change it, can we? Because if we could, clearly, we would have done that already and not ended up in this situation. So I think, he's onto something, that it's all about us rising above it and coming to the point where we understand we don't need it at all. And then it will be gone, because it will be obsolete. So there we go, guys. Please do let me know your thoughts on that one. Obviously the world's crazy at the moment. It has been for, years, decades. They're pushing lots of narratives. Obviously the AI, the data centers, the aliens, all this stuff, war. But, I think most of it is just to keep us in that state of fear and to stop us thinking about solutions, to stop us going inside and learning more about ourselves. But let me know your thoughts on all those videos. And if you did enjoy this show, please do give me a like, share it around, hype it up, all that good stuff. Leave your comments. And make sure you subscribed as well so you don't miss out on my future uploads. And of course, as always, stay awesome because you are. And I'll talk to you on the next upload. Bye for now.
Happy guy. Oh, just a happy guy. Oh, just a look at the happy, oh, the happy guy.
Run.
Good girl.
Give me a
Wow! No, you bitch!
Shopping away.
Maybe Cancun.
Oh no! Go, 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 go!